Okay, good evening, everyone. Hopefully, you've all had a great week. Just wait for a few more people to come on board. Just give it a few minutes here, just a little while, just a couple of people coming on board. And we'll get started. So hopefully everyone's had a good week and managed to make some use of last week's training where we looked at getting into and finding our ideal prospects. And yeah, hopefully you've managed to work yourself through that and are ready for this next stage, part 2, where we're going to look at how to generate our lead magnet to attract the most prospects. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you, and we will start getting into the training. So just bear with me here 1 second. Right, so hopefully you can all see that. As I say, the training tonight, we're going to look at how to create your own personalized lead magnet. This is a very critical part, if not the most critical part of the lead generation formula, if you like. But before we get into that, I'll just quickly, for those of you that don't know me, I'll just give you a quick rundown of who I am. My name is Clive Jeffrey. I'm originally from New Zealand, but I've been living in Florida, in St. Augustine, Florida, for the last 18 months or so. Always, time flies, it's almost coming up 2 years. So love it down here. Love the weather, and love being part of the US at the moment. So what I wanted to do before we get started here is just to give you a bit of a background on myself. I have been an entrepreneur for the past 23 or 25 years. First 23 years, I had my own printing and graphic design business, which I started from scratch and grew it to a multiple 7-figure annual turnover business. And I sold that in 2013, and I just had enough of it. And that's when I moved to the States with my family and got into online marketing. So I was able to bring all my skills, managerial skills, business skills, and people skills over to the online market. And so I've been learning the techniques and technical skills required to do online marketing, but it's very much a people business, and that's what I have been doing all my life in the sales and marketing type field. So I have a lot to offer for anyone who's looking at either getting into the home business industry or who's already in the home business industry but wants to take their business to the next level. So as we looked at last week, as I say, we looked at identifying our ideal target market, and the next stage of that, once we've established our target market, is to create a lead magnet. And for those that don't know what I mean by a lead magnet is something of value that we can create that serves or solves a problem that your target market is experiencing. And we use this as the title describes, as a lead magnet. We want their information, which is their contact information, and in exchange for that, we're going to give them something of value. So it's a win-win transaction where they get the information that they are after, and we get them their contact details, and we can put them into our system and grow our relationship with them over time, and then hopefully turn them into a paying customer. So as I said earlier, the lead magnet itself is the very if not the most important part of the whole equation. And the reason we want to have it personalized to us is because I'm sure you've heard the saying that people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. It's very seldom do they do it just because they like the company. They very much like dealing with an individual that, they can feel a certain amount of empathy with, and that they feel that they're not going to be taken advantage of. So that's where the trust factor comes into it. And particularly marketing online, everyone seems to be very skeptical, and it's critical that we do build that trust factor as quickly as we possibly can. And even if you're doing affiliate type marketing and you're marketing a product, there'll be hundreds of other people that will be doing the same thing and marketing the same sorts of products. And if you can't distinguish yourself in any way from the rest of the crowd, then there's going to be no particular reason why people are going to be coming to you as an individual. So by creating our own personalized lead magnet, we set ourselves apart because there's only one of us. We really can create our mark in the marketplace. And as I say, the goal is to provide value to our target market so that they know, like, and trust us and want to start doing business with us. So with that brief outline, let's move forward and get into it. So I've basically just been covering what exactly a lead magnet is. It's something of value that we can give to our prospects in return for their email and contact information. Now, all this works on the law of reciprocity, and that basically says that first, before we receive, we have to give something of equivalent value, and that's where we get this win-win situation, as I mentioned, where we provide the solution to the problem that's your target market is experiencing, and for that we get their contact information. Now, whenever we are creating our lead magnet, we really want to have this at the forefront of our minds, that we've got to be giving, we've got to be seen to be giving more than what we are receiving, because this way it's going to build that trust factor so much faster. So really keep it in front of your mind, forefront of your mind, that we must first give before we can receive. So let's look at what makes a good lead magnet. There's people attracted to offers that they can perceive that are going to help them to achieve their desired result. So we must, really, this is where we're connecting with last week's training. We know who our target market is, and so now we've got to come up with an offer that's going to be of real value to them. So it's got to be a solution to one of the individual problems, because we've got to be very on point with what we're going to offer here. We can't, because of the nature of what we're doing, we're not going to be create a lead magnet that's going to solve every single problem that issue that really keeps them up at night, and that we can provide the solution to, and get that relationship building going with them. So a good question to ask yourself when again, thinking about your lead magnet is, why would I opt into anything? And you find that your target market is going to do the same sort of thing, because obviously you are in your niche, and so what keeps your niche up at night, what the major issues are and concerns. So what would make you want to opt in for something? If you can come to terms with that and really get it clear in your mind, what would you like to have found when you first got started? Because that's what we're looking to attract now. We're looking for people that are a little bit further behind on the journey to success than we are, so that we can help them and create followers from them and be their leader. So a lot of people fail to generate leads online because they just don't understand what people are actually looking for. Because if you don't figure out what they're looking for, and you haven't, which means that you haven't identified who your target market is, then you're just not going to generate leads. So, if you don't have a clear image in your mind of exactly who you are after, as we went through last week, what age are they? What sex are they? Are they married? Maybe you need to go and do a refresher of last week, just before you get started on your actual lead magnet. So if anyone needs a copy of that, by all means, reach out to me and I will get that copy of last week's training to you. So again, just carrying on. So our goal here is to figure out exactly what the people are looking for and to give it to them. You know, as I say, provide that solution to that problem that's keeping them up at night. Now, you must have a very clear picture throughout your lead. You know, when you're creating your lead magnet, you know, you really want to understand what the pain is that we're going to be solving for these people in our target market. So what attributes does a good lead magnet have? First of all, it must be specific to your target market. You know, it's if you're in the weight loss arena, then like we were talking last week, you know, are they looking at weight loss as a bodybuilder or weight loss as a young mother? You know, it's completely different. So this is where it, you know, we must have this clear image of who we're trying to attract and who we're trying to serve in the marketplace. And again, you know, even though we're giving this lead magnet away, it's got to have a perceived high value, and it's got to be usable and easy to consume. So what I mean by that, we'll cover it in a little while. It must provide value so that, you know, they get pre-framed for our paid offer that we're going to bring to them at some stage. It doesn't have to be then and there is that you're presenting the lead magnet to them, but at some stage when as you grow your relationship with them, it might be through your, you know, your emails, autoresponders, that type of thing. But it's very important that, you know, your lead magnet has that real value, so that they think, wow, if I get this for free, imagine what I'm going to get when I actually pay for something. So that's what we want them to be thinking. So things you want to keep in mind. So again, make it very specific. Clearly define that one problem and then solve it. You know, don't be vague. You know, we're talking about the weight loss scenario again. You know, we want to tell them exactly how, like if it's a bodybuilder, for example, how they're going to lose that belly fat and have their abs ready for their next bodybuilding event or whatever. But you know, be very, very specific as at what the problem is that you're going to solve and how you're going to solve it. You know, we're really looking here to create that magic pool. Everybody wants a magic pool. You know, they want that one-stop shop solution, and that if we can provide something that's going to address one of their major issues, you know, we're going to have a friend for life. And that's the whole idea of creating that that lead magnet. So I think that I'm not sure if you saw on Facebook, I put a post up just before the webinar started, but I had a picture of a moths to a candle flame, and that's exactly what the analogy I wanted to create with what this lead magnet is. We're definitely looking to create a lead magnet that attracts our ideal target market, exactly how moths are attracted to a flame. Excuse me. So we want to give the prospect something that they can implement and get some fast results. So now something very actionable, and, you know, not just a whole bunch of waffle. Now, at all times, we've got to keep in mind that this is exactly what the prospects are going to have going through their mind. What's in it for me? Why should I opt into this page? You know, am I really going to, is it worth me giving up my contact information for what you're offering? Now, ideally, we want them to not be able to leave the page without opting in. We want the offer to be so irresistible that they literally can't help themselves but opt in. And if we, you know, really do the first bit of our homework right and decide exactly who we're going after and what their pain points are, and we produce a solution around that, that's how they're going to feel, and that's exactly what we want. Now, always make it about them. You know, it's never about us. You know, if we're telling a story, we could say how it's helped us, and that's why it's going to help them. Always bring it back to them. You know, as we get through this, I'll show you, you know, some that I've created, and you know, how it's helped me in my business. But then I go through step by step how it's going to help my ideal prospects as well. So it must give them immediate gratification. It's something that they can implement straight away, and you know, going back to that magic pool scenario. And it's quick and easy to consume. We don't want, and this is something that when I learned this, it was actually quite a relief for me, because I'd always heard that, you know, you have to have a customized, personalized lead magnet, but I was thinking something along the lines of a bootcamp style lead magnet, something of real value. But top leaders have in the online marketing industry have told me, no, that works against you. You know, people want, you're much better off having a much shorter consumable type offer, that rather than a lengthy boot camp that gets fed over a week or something like that, or a series of days. You want something that they can digest in one hit, start implementing it, and almost be coming back for more. You know, always leave them wanting more, rather than, you know, feeling overwhelmed that you've dumped so much information on them that they just basically don't start anything. So it's a fine line. So, you know, just further on that, it's ideally we want something that they can either read in 5 to 10 minutes, or a video that's no longer than, you know, really 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes absolute max. You know, it's, again, people, especially in this day and age, have got very short attention spans. We really want to make sure that we're not giving them something that's just going to be put in the too hard pile before we even get started. So keep it brief and to the point. Now, again, you know, we want to have a perceived high value. So even though we're giving it away, make it look nice. You know, use graphics that you can get done on Fiverr, or create your own on Canva.com. I'm not sure if you're aware of this platform, Canva.com. It's a free graphics platform, very easy to use. So I strongly recommend, if you're not even using it for this, but use it for other marketing material that you're doing. It's a fantastic piece of software. So going on to the different formats of lead magnets, there's a PDF report or guide. People love downloading a PDF report. You know, it's something that you can produce in bullet points, and it's very easy for them to action, and it's consumed, you know, quickly as well. Cheat sheets is just another version of that, or, you know, handouts. An ebook, again, just be careful. You know, you don't want to be going too long, and it gets back into that boot camp type scenario. If you've got a book that's 20 odd pages, people just aren't going to read it. People are generally lazy, so keep that in mind. You know, you want to keep it short, to the point, and answer that one burning question. Video training, again, we talked about that. No, keep it around the 10-15 minute mark. Another good thing to use is, you know, if you have a product discount, if you've got a product and you want them, you know, if you have a very specific product that you have for sale, and you want to get the information to get them on your email list, you can say opt in and you'll get a 10% discount off the product, you know, that type of thing. Or you can give them a resource list, you know, a list, like I know one of my mentors, Ray Higdon, I'm not sure if you're aware of Ray. He's an amazing trainer. Definitely go and look him up. But on his website, he offers 29 sources of leads. So when you opt into his newsletter, you'll get that immediate download of a list of 29 places you can go and generate leads. Trial memberships is another one, which is, you know, they can have a free trial, you know, and that's going to get them to give you information so they can go in and trial a system or something like that. So now we're going to just look at the action steps to create your lead magnet. First of all, you know, you want to have a brainstorm and come up with an offer that your niche is going to go crazy for. You know, this is leading on from where we were last week, you know, looking at that ideal prospect. So really go through and brainstorm what, because obviously you are in your niche that you're looking to work with. So you have, if you're at this stage and you're looking at this webinar now, you're at the stage where you've done something in your niche. So we always are our own harshest critics. So what you want to do here is list everything that you've achieved. So for example, being in the home business niche, when I was doing mine, I didn't feel like I had anything to offer to create my lead magnet back then. And when we actually went through, I had generated some leads online, and my mentor saying, well, no, a lot of people haven't generated any leads online. And I was like, wow, that was interesting to me. And, you know, we all tend to think that if we've done something, even if it's little, that everyone else must have done that as well. But this is definitely not the case. You know, there are literally thousands of people out there that would love to know what we know. So there's always going to be something that we can teach others that are coming up behind us. So the goal here is to find something that you have done that you could then go on and teach. So list everything, break it down, and you'll actually surprise yourself how much you have to offer. And it's a very good exercise to go through. You know, you'll feel good about yourself, believe me. So go through, write down everything that you've done, and don't worry about thinking at this stage if it's going to be too big or small, because it may be part of your lead magnet, it may not. Just list them down at this stage. That's all we're doing, brainstorming. Now, again, you know, just what I was saying there, list them no matter how big or small. Identify, once you've got that list, then you can have a look at it and decide what your best result was and how you're going to tackle your, you know, offer your lead magnet or irresistible offer. And in my case, what I did is I had, you know, generated 10 leads in a day using Facebook prospecting, and that's something, you know, I didn't think much of it, but then my mentor was saying to me, that's huge, you know. So that's what I ended up doing. I created my first lead magnet around the fact that I had generated these 10 leads online using Facebook. So I'll actually, at the end of this, I'll put you towards a link so you can go and have a look at that, because that's what the type of funnel that we'll be building next week. So I suggested you go and have a look at that, just to give you yourself an idea of what we're going to be doing. And then once you've decided on, you know, which of your successes you're going to try and create your lead magnet about, it may be a combination of some. If you're in the weight loss niche, you might have how I lost 10 pounds in, I don't know, 60 days or whatever it is. I'm not in that market, so I really don't know much about it. But you get the idea of what I'm trying to say here. And then you can break it down into actionable steps. You know, it could be good diet, exercise, that type of thing, you know. So just jot down bullet points. And then we use these action steps to come up with a catchy title, and that's going to speak directly to the pain point that we're trying to fix. So for mine, again, being the home business niche, I know that lead generation is a big problem, or one of the biggest hurdles that people face after they've gone through their warm market or their friends and family. They run out of people to talk to. So my title was how to generate 10 leads in the next 24 hours online without any technical skills or fancy websites whatsoever. So you can see from that title, it spoke very definitely to the newbie home business owner that was looking to generate leads and, you know, didn't have much in the way of technical skills, which was, again, me in a nutshell, you know. So that's what a good thing, as I mentioned before, is to have a look at yourself and what, you know, issues that you've just recently overcome, and that invariably is going to be the perfect topic or idea to build your lead magnet around, because there's going to be plenty of other people that are experiencing exactly that same problem, and you can then speak to that and address that problem with authority because you've gone through and overcome it yourself. So it puts you at a huge advantage. So once you've gone through and decided what your lead magnet is going to be about, and you've come up with your title, and you've, you know, got all your bullet points, then you've got to decide on the format that you're going to use. Now, are you going to do a PDF? Are you going to make a video, or are you going to make an ebook, that type of thing? So, you know, work out what's the best way for you to present your offer to your target market. And again, we're going to go through how we do all this. See, for me, I just did a very simple Word document where I had bullet points showing my steps that I went through, and I used images of conversations that I had, and that's the point next. So if you can have anything that's going to back up what you're saying, it's really going to empower you and make your offer look that much better. So as I say, because I was prospecting on Facebook, a lot of it was done through Facebook messaging. I was able to capture images of those conversations and share the exact scripts that I was using to my target market. So when people opt in, they can literally follow through step by step what I did, use the same scripts that I used, and literally achieve the same results. And I know it's very rewarding to get the feedback from people that have gone through it that it actually works. So, and by doing so, I've built strong relationships with my target market because I'm providing them value and that they can implement straight away. And that's the whole idea here, as we mentioned. So just important points to remember. Oh, a bit of a typo there. Always under promise and over deliver. There's nothing worse than you tell someone how you're going to solve this issue for them, and then you just don't do it, because straight away you're going to lose all credibility with them. And the whole idea here is to start building trust and getting them to know and like us, so that they want to do business with us. So if we, right from the outset, over promise and under deliver, you may as well not have started, because they're just going to run. They're going to run for the hills, and rightly so. Don't make empty promises either. So and don't switch, bait and switch. If you're offering something, people opt in, and then you take them to something completely different. You promise to give them a solution, and then you take them to some sort of sales page, for example. Again, you've lost all credibility, and people will run for the hills. You definitely don't want to be doing that. So as we say again, the whole idea of creating this lead magnet is to build up trust within our niche market, and want people to come back for more, so that they want to go away, consume what they've used, and say, yeah, well, this guy obviously knows what he's talking about. What he said, he promised, he delivered on what he promised, and I was able to implement it and use it, and now I want to see what else he can do for me. And if you do that, that's the ultimate in attraction marketing. We have people coming to us because they know that we can provide the solutions that they are looking for, and that makes the whole thing so much easier than trying to chase people down and sell them when they're cold. This is the ultimate way. Having a lead magnet is the ultimate way to get people to come to you, tracking down what you have to offer. And that's why it's important to take the time to go through this. As I say, this is the most important step. And even though it's a relatively simple step, this is not going to be a long webinar. We pretty much just about covered everything here. You should by now have a clear understanding of what you should do to create this lead magnet. So what we want to do for your homework for this week is to actually go ahead and produce your lead magnet, so that when we come next week to start creating our capture page, we can offer up this lead magnet that you've created, so that people, when they opt into your capture page, they will then in turn get the lead magnet that you've created, and be able to start getting some results in their business. So the ultimate win-win situation. So we really, the goal is to really think them, wow, as I said before, if this, what I get for free, imagine what I'm going to get when I pay for stuff, and if you can create that feeling within your prospects, you're going to have a very successful business, and it'll be a very enjoyable business to be in. And there's no reason why you can't, if you just follow these simple steps. So for next week, what we're going to do, as I mentioned, we're going to after you've done your homework to create your lead magnet, we will then look at building the capture page and the sales funnel. So what I suggest you do is, if you go to clivejeffrey.com/sample, that'll take you to that capture page that I was talking to you about, where I created it to show people how to generate those leads prospecting on Facebook. And go through and check it out. I strongly recommend that you do, and you can see how simple it is, but also how effective it is. And you'll see why people were able to implement it and get results straight away, and then get them coming back for more. There's once they opt in, and I strongly suggest you do, just to go check it out. You can always unsubscribe from it if you find that you're not getting value from it. But go opt in, and it'll take you through to a welcome page, and there's a video there that I do, just letting the people know that they've in the right place, they've opted in, and that the the booklet that I produced showing them how to generate leads has been emailed to their inbox. This way, by doing it that way, if they didn't enter a correct or usable email into the opt-in box, they will then go back and enter one that's going to work, because otherwise they won't get their, the product that they opted in for. They won't get the lead magnet because it would have been sent to the incorrect email address. So that's just a little tip there. But we'll go, as I say, we'll go through this when I show you exactly how to do it next week. So, hopefully you are getting some value from this and have been following along. As I say, next week we'll go through to the stage 3 and build the actual funnel. And what I would like you to do is go to, after you've gone and checked out that funnel, then go to clivejeffrey.com/trial. And this is going to take you to the system that I use to run my business. It has a full system which they call the funnelizer, which is what I'm going to show you how to build your sales funnel on. You can start a trial, and it's $10 to start the trial. And if you don't like it after 10 days, you see no value in it, you can simply email and you'll get a full refund. It's as simple as that. It's 100% guaranteed. The system's been around for 10 years or 8 years now. It's absolutely brilliant. I've been in with it for about a year and a half. And as I say, I strongly recommend it. But this tool, the funnelizer, is just so flexible. It's literally drag and drop technology. You don't need any technical skills to be able to do it. And it's basically the funnel that you go through is what's been created on the system. So if you feel that you would like to be able to do the similar thing, then yeah, go ahead and take the trial. As I say, it's absolutely risk-free. Not only are you able to do, build sales funnels like that, capture pages and sales funnels, it comes with a fully integrated CRM. So when your leads come in, you're able to work your leads. It keeps track of all the correspondence that you've had with each individual lead. You're able to email the leads and phone them directly from that dashboard. And it's just really incredible. And on top of this, you get all the training on how to do it. Plus, there's an archive of 8 years of training of all different, you name it, from every type of lead generation strategy. The mind boggles, to be quite honest. There's not a social media platform that's not covered. Absolutely anything you can think of, there's some training on how to do it within the system. So, as I say, it's literally what I run my business, my whole online business from this platform. So go ahead and check it out and give it a trial. I strongly recommend it. So as I mentioned, it's that's pretty much covered the training for this week. Hopefully you have got some value from it. I'm going to go back now, and if there's any questions at all in the, just put them in the chat there. I'm going to come out of this and stop sharing screen. Here we go. Great. So hopefully you've got some value from this. As I mentioned, let's see if we've got anyone in the chat. Any questions at all? Thanks, Robert. Appreciate the kind words. If anyone's got any questions, just enter them in here, and I'll answer them now. Otherwise, while you're working on your presentations, your lead magnets, feel free to reach out to me during the week. You can find me on Facebook, just under Clive Jeffrey. All my social media handles are just Clive Jeffrey. So track me down, look me up, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have whatsoever. Don't worry about if they're too involved, you might feel. If I can't answer them, I will go to my mentors and find the answer and solutions for you. So thank you again, everyone, for coming along. I don't see any other questions there, so it's going to call it a night. Thank you for coming, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you next week. Same time, same place, and we'll get into building our capture page and sales funnel. So thank you again, everyone, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.